Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Bitcoin on a tear. I love seeing this, guys, because it just reminds me of back in 2017 when Bitcoin kept making higher highs. Everybody was getting excited. You know, it started, or rather, the sentiment started increasing slowly. And then by the fall of 2017, it seemed like everybody and their grandparents were talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now trading at about 12,970 per BTC. And you know, some people are already calling, well, you know, it broke 1300. This is the top. That's it. We're not going to see any more movement for Bitcoin. It's already coming down. This is Bitcoin on the daily, but let me put it to let me put the chart on the hourly, and you can see here that this is kind of what people are talking about here. It did reach a high of just over 13,000. Okay, we got the high up here for Bitcoin, 13,234. Right now, trading at about 12,970, 980. All right, this price is always moving, so I'll move that out of the way. And you can see this correction, okay? Some people are suggesting, no, that's it. We're not going to break that top. But guys, I have a feeling Bitcoin is still rallying. There are some strong fundamentals here that suggest it will be. When you bring up XRP on the hourly as well, we're seeing some solid movement upward for XRP. Right now, XRP is trading at about just over 26 cents per XRP. Okay, so nice moves for both coins. Let's bring XRP back here on the daily. You can see on the daily, even on the daily, it's not looking too shabby. We're coming out of this head and shoulders, or rather inverse head and shoulders pattern. Okay, making our way up above this second shoulder, which is here. Okay, so we did make our way above this second shoulder. So how high will Bitcoin go? How much will XRP follow the trend? And what price could we see XRP at if it does indeed follow Bitcoin? Very, very interesting questions. I'm going to touch on some of that a bit later on, guys. But lots of great news for the crypto space today. This from Ian Northing on Twitter. Boston Consulting Group says Ripple Tech often outperforms banks. Cites crypto as increasingly relevant in cross-border payments. So guys, this straight from the Daily Hodl. The Boston Consulting Group says Ripple and other cross-border payment challengers often outperform banks in more than one aspect. In a new report, the global management consulting firm says cryptocurrencies are increasingly relevant and that banks need to revamp their cross-border business practices to keep pace with this new technology. So card networks, fintechs, and infrastructure providers such as Ripple and Earthport have entered the cross-border payment space in recent years. These challengers often outperform banks in speed, pricing, API integration. By the way, Earthport is integrated with Ripple. I don't know if the person who was stating this knew that. But anyway, banks in speed pricing, API integration, and the overall customer experience. To stay competitive, banks will need to change their approach. The BCG also notes that the banks relying on the Society of World Interbank Financial Telecommunication, or SWIFT, a legacy international payment system, will need to continually innovate. So here it is, guys, from the Boston Consulting Group, also saying that SWIFT is indeed an archaic technology that does need to continue to innovate if they need to stay on top. GPI just isn't enough. This is like putting the Ferrari body over the T-model Ford engine, as we've heard that analogy from Brad Garlinghouse in the past. Many banks have introduced SWIFT GPI to improve the speed and tracking of international payments, but with challengers providing convenient solutions like request to pay that facilitates remittance and reconciliation, banks need to continue refreshing their own offerings. So guys, great news here coming from an official body, namely the Boston Consulting Group, with regards to Ripple technology being the cutting edge. And actually stating in this report that banks and financial institutions like SWIFT need to revamp. They will have to keep innovating in order to compete. They either keep innovating or they just adopt RippleNet. One or the other. Either way, XRP hodlers win. I saw this posted on Twitter as well, guys. This from the Cryptic Poet. And this is Marcus Treacher from a live event discussing how Ripple and RippleNet technology sourcing XRP liquidity will be the global bridge for CBDCs. I got to thank the Cryptic Poet for posting this. He does have the full link here to his YouTube page, so go check it out if you guys want to see the full interview. Just wanted to play you this clip, though, because I think you guys are going to like this.
And the model that we focus on is using XRP, which is a very high velocity and very high volume digital asset. It's a free floating asset, unlike a CBDC or stablecoin. Use it as a bridge currency between these CBDCs. So you imagine a world in future where there are, let's say, 180 individual CBDCs per jurisdiction in the world. Making markets between those CBDCs is quite challenging unless you have a common single point the bridge currency, which then enables connections to be made more efficiently and markets to be made between these individual currencies. So you put that together with both the bridge currency between those CBDCs and the overriding ledger connection between the blockchains that run those CBDCs, and you are kind of redefining how value is moved cross-border. It's a complete departure from the messaging model that we've automated but haven't changed. And it moves into an immediate liquidity, a non-trap cash, a wallet-to-wallet, a micro-payment model. That's also really important for extending reach. European Union being a very strong, developed economic bloc, it's in a great position to then help leverage and grow inclusion around the wider region across Eurasia, Sub-Saharan Africa, Middle East, South Asia, Southeast Asia. And by leveraging what you're doing in the European Union and with the directive that you've currently kind of propagated, leveraging that to benefit those who need very high volume, very immediate, low value, micropayments with very limited liquidity tie-up, it's a massive opportunity.
So Marcus Treacher, Senior VP at Ripple, explains why and how XRP is going to be utilized with regards to moving CBDCs around the world, but also why it is so cutting edge and why it is so different from the current system we're already working within. Now, I know a lot of you guys know how XRP works already, but it is good to reiterate because let's not forget CBDCs do not currently exist today, but one day they will be commonplace. Okay, and if we do see a world economic reset, we've got to think to ourselves, how common will CBDCs be around the world? Of course, there isn't going to be one world currency, but in terms of CBDCs that are going to be utilized in different parts of the world, could we see less currencies like, for example, the Nigerian currency, the Venezuelan currency, the currency that they use in Zimbabwe, currencies that are ultimately valueless at this moment in time? In this new emerging world, could those types of currencies be abolished altogether? And could certain regions, certain geographical regions within the world adopt CBDCs that would help their geographical region, like, for example, maybe a North African CBDC, East African CBDC, Middle Eastern CBDC? I'm just giving examples. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but it could be that each country doesn't necessarily have their own CBDC, but could use a combination, or maybe use a dominant CBDC from any one particular country, like maybe there could be a Saudi Arabian CBDC that the Middle East uses, an American CBDC that maybe parts of the world want to use as well if they want to continue trading with the United States of America. Of course, this is just an idea that I had floating around. I'm not saying that this is happening, but it could happen in some capacity. So the fact is, every coin, every CBDC is going to have more or less liquidity. The important point that we have to remember is that XRP is going to be the most liquid currency, and that's how countries are going to be able to convert one thing to another over the XRPL. It's because XRP needs to be the most liquid currency out there. That's why there's 100 billion of them in existence. Okay, it's the liquidity. That's why Ripple has been keeping them in escrow and releasing them periodically. The liquidity, building that liquidity, building the rails, and the rest will all come together. I wanted to thank the Cryptic Poet here for posting that. I also saw this, guys, from XRP Crypto Wolf. U.S. crypto firms working group unveil their data sharing solution for FATF travel rule compliance. So this is interesting because, you know, we hear about cryptocurrency regulatory clarity, and in a lot of ways, it's like the banking sector, especially in the United States, I'm sure, have to come up with ways to kind of regulate these currencies, these cryptocurrencies, in the same way that they regulate traditional banking procedures or protocols. So 25 US-based virtual asset service providers have come together to publish a white paper on an industry-wide solution to travel rule compliance. In essence, the U.S. Travel Rule Working Group is proposing a kind of hub through which they can identify customer information and use point-to-point communication channels to transmit that data. Now, for those of you guys who are kind of unsure of what this is, so with regards to a Bank Secrecy Act rule, often called the travel rule, requires all financial institutions to pass on certain information to the next financial institution. In certain funds, transmittals involving more than one financial institution. So this is with regards to large money movement across regions. So they have this called the travel rule. And what they want to do is they need to come to an agreement with regards to cryptocurrency and being able to source the flow of cryptocurrency through this travel rule. So the Financial Action Task Force released guidance last June that said crypto would have to comply with its new travel rule. Now, VASPs will have to collect and transfer the name and account number of both the originator and beneficiary. They'll also have to collect and transfer location information on the originator. So there is a whole other set of compliance issues that go along with regulatory clarity, and I can hear the echo now. Jerome Powell saying, I don't care if we're not first, but we have to do this right. Whatever, I'm paraphrasing, of course, what he had said at that particular meeting. But we've got to think, they've got their work cut out for them. There are so many rules put in place so that to prevent money laundering, to prevent fraud. Of course, within the financial system, globally, the United States of America, one of the richest countries in the world. And there's a reason for this. Less corruption, theoretically, provides a better framework for everybody to do business. And so cryptocurrency, as they're noting, since it is going to be adopted, is no different. Guys, I'll leave this article in the description if you want to read further. Going to keep moving on, though. This one here, guys, from the Cryptic Poet. And did you hear Brad Garlinghouse saying that Ripple could be moving to Japan? Listen to this.
I'm getting from what you're saying that very much options to move to a different jurisdiction would be on the table. Are you serious about making Japan the new home for Ripple?
Japan has been one of our strongest markets. We have a very successful partnership there with a group called SBI. They're actually our largest outside investor, and the CEO there, Katao-san, has been an innovator and pioneer in a whole lot of things around finance and technology or fintech. So certainly Japan is one of the markets we're looking at because there is clarity. And I think really Japan was on the leading edge back in 2017, providing a taxonomy to help companies and to help all of the regulators understand how they were going to look at different cryptocurrencies.
So you've started talking to, say, the Financial Services Agency in Japan?
Well, I'm not prepared to talk publicly about the different conversations we're having around the world yet, but suffice it to say, I think Japan is one of the countries where we think there is clarity and there has been specificity, and that clarity allows us to engage. And our goal from the start has not been to circumvent any regulation, but we can't have it as a guessing game and knowing how the regulation is going to play out. And that's kind of what we're seeing here in the United States.
So, of course, there's this idea that, Ripple needs to continue to conduct business. They are a company with employees, with overhead, with expenses, and with revenue. And will it make more financial sense for the company to move into a jurisdiction, namely, as Brad Garlinghouse mentions here, Japan? I know there was also the idea that they could move to Singapore. That was also floating around. And so could they move to one of these jurisdictions in order to continue to propel Ripple's business forward, continue to foster the XRP ecosystem so that more value will be moving through XRP eventually? Again, this is a global market, so I guess they can get as much done as they can in a different country with regards to that regulatory clarity, but I still feel like their hands would be tied with regards to the American market until the U.S. government does, of course, provide that regulatory clarity for cryptocurrencies. So interesting clip there. Thanks so much, the Cryptic Poet, for posting that. And with regards to Japan, we are seeing that it is one of the biggest, most vibrant regions for cryptocurrency adoption. Kraken apparently has moved back into Japan. So this from XRP Crypto Wolf, and they have launched spot trading for XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, LTC, and Bitcoin Cash. So major US-based cryptocurrency exchange Kraken has launched funding and crypto trading services in Japan, furthering its expansion into the Asia-Pacific region. And on October 22nd, the exchange announced that it had launched spot trading for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and Bitcoin Cash. Let's not forget, guys, Kraken had previously launched their services to Japanese residents in 2014. However, it stopped servicing Japan nearly 4 years later, citing rising operational costs and a strategic decision to focus on other geographical regions. Kraken announced it would return to Japan last month after becoming licensed as a crypto asset exchange service provider on September 8th. And the exchange allowed users to create accounts from September 18th. So a big move for Kraken. We can see cryptocurrency adoption in other regions of the world have helped American companies like Kraken move to different geographical regions and open up shop again. Maybe 2018 wasn't the right time. We were coming off that crash, and I feel like a lot of these smaller to medium-sized exchanges were hit quite hard if they weren't prepared. A lot of them closed down altogether. A lot of cryptocurrency companies closed down altogether. But the ones that weathered the storm, obviously, are here now for the big game. Cryptocurrency adoption at our doorstep, and Kraken moving back into Japan. Again, a region with cryptocurrency clarity, as Brad Garlinghouse had mentioned in this last clip. But I wanted to talk about this because this was a big piece of news, guys. This from Ian Northing, and I saw this from a lot of you guys breaking. PayPal is now offering cryptocurrency. This article actually mistakenly puts XRP up there as one of the cryptocurrencies that they are offering, but as it turns out, they are not going to be offering XRP. Let me read you some of this article, and we'll talk about this because there are a lot of facets. This just came out yesterday. There are a lot of facets to this story that we need to touch on. So, a report by Reuters has revealed that PayPal Holdings, Inc. has entered the crypto market. According to the announcement, PayPal's more than 346 million users will be able to buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash, and other cryptocurrencies in the company's digital US dollar wallet. The company has partnered with Paxos Trust to enable this service. So first of all, let's take a look at the number of users. Basically, the entire population of the United States, or rather the equivalent, uses PayPal. 346 million users. In addition, the report indicates that users will be able to use cryptocurrencies to shop at more than 26 million stores associated with its network. This function will be enabled at the beginning of 2021, so very, very soon, guys. The report indicates that PayPal expects to promote the adoption of virtual currencies and paves the way for the adoption of digital currency issued by central banks and private companies. PayPal president and CEO Dan Schulman said, here's a quote, "We are working with central banks and thinking of all forms of digital currencies and how PayPal can play a role." So PayPal users in the United States will be able to buy, sell, and have cryptocurrencies in their digital wallet over the next few weeks. The company is expected to expand this service to Venmo and other countries in the first 2 quarters of next year. In addition to its millions of active users, PayPal has also processed an estimated $222 billion worth of payments in 2020 alone, and 2020 isn't even complete yet. So that just goes to show you the magnitude of this and how big this is, what this could mean for the cryptocurrency industry. Okay, let's not forget $222 billion of payments in just the first 10 months of 2020. Guys, let's look at the cryptocurrency market, and the entire market cap, the entire value of all cryptocurrencies in existence is only $393.2 billion. So bringing us back to this, $222 billion worth of payments in just 10 months. Now PayPal is integrating cryptocurrency, and even though XRP isn't on this list here, these are some of the big ones: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, some of the top cryptocurrencies, at least when you look at this list. Of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the top 2, Bitcoin Cash number 5 here, XRP not listed, Tether I don't include, and then down here, Litecoin, of course, has been a big player in the space for a while. So I could see why they would choose those cryptocurrencies, but is this a good thing, guys, or is this a bad thing? Now, a lot of people on the fence here about this, and Brad Garlinghouse even kind of taken aback and kind of disappointed. He says 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Great to see payment pioneer leaning in, but disappointed some fundamental tenets benefits of crypto are spurned. I suspect PayPal is concerned about the, wait for it, regulatory uncertainty impacting its rollout on a number of levels. Brad Garlinghouse referring to this particularly now. I've been seeing this from a few people who contacted the PayPal Help Center. Can I transfer crypto into and out of PayPal? Currently, you can only hold the cryptocurrencies that you buy on PayPal in your account. Additionally, the crypto in your account cannot be transferred to other accounts on or off PayPal. So, what good is it to have cryptocurrency if you cannot treat it like a currency? Why would PayPal even integrate this? It doesn't seem like it would make a difference. Brad Garlinghouse obviously picking up on that, and some other people as well. Now, some people asking about XRP and why XRP wasn't included. And, my thoughts are that XRP is, well, I've got a few thoughts on this. There's regulatory clarity surrounding Bitcoin and Ethereum. We know that already, so it makes sense for Bitcoin and Ethereum to be added to this. But XRP, we got to talk about XRP because that's why we're all here. I don't think that at this level, the mainstream wide adoption, the visibility that PayPal has, I don't think that Ripple and maybe higher ups want the masses to really get used to using XRP in that capacity, because we know that XRP is going to be used for something way bigger than PayPal, something way bigger than a few retail holders on PayPal flitting a few XRPs around. If you get what I'm getting at here, okay, there's going to be a retail grade cryptocurrency spending your Bitcoin and your Ethereum to buy purchases here and there and everywhere. And then there's XRP, and the idea that XRP volume needs to increase, XRP rails and liquidity need to increase, because there's a bigger picture here, there's a bigger plan here for XRP. And so, to keep XRP in the hands of the people that ultimately want to see XRP thrive for that institutional use, I think that that's maybe their focus now. Also, on top of the fact that there is no specific clarity regarding XRP. I mean, you and I buy XRP on the open market. Anybody can buy XRP on the open market. But ultimately, this PayPal thing and the visibility is going to get, in my opinion, a lot of people interested in crypto very, very soon. So they're saying they're rolling this out in 2021. There's also this that we have to think about. Well, actually, let me get to that in a sec. So then there's Galgatron saying this is going to piss a lot of crypto users off. It turns out that PayPal's crypto offerings are all fake proxies. You can't withdraw or transfer these coins, only use them within PayPal. Okay, this is not adoption. This is PayPal scamming the cryptoverse. And for people brand new to the space getting into cryptocurrencies, I don't disagree with Galgatron. This really isn't cryptocurrency adoption. This is just kind of a gimmick to get people in, which is fine on the one hand, because we want more crypto. We want more people privy to cryptocurrency and comfortable with using cryptocurrency. This isn't the way to go about it, but maybe this is the way that institutions, governmental bodies think we can roll out cryptocurrencies to the masses, get them used to it, and then slowly but surely loosen up the rules so that they can do more with their cryptocurrencies. Then there's the question of, does PayPal even hold your cryptocurrency or the equivalent of what is said to be in your account? There's that whole can of worms too that I don't even want to open. A lot of questions with this. I know I'm not going to be using cryptocurrency through PayPal, but it is good, again, guys, for the masses to get into cryptocurrency. It's good for the market. It'll make this number go up, because let's not forget, with more visibility, more mainstream visibility in the space with PayPal, more users are going to get interested, and there is always going to be a percentage of people who take it upon themselves to go and to do more research, look for other options to get cryptocurrencies, and they'll be interested in ledgers, they'll be interested in XRP, they'll be interested in buying Bitcoin off exchanges and flitting it around to their friends, ease of movement, without the restrictions that PayPal has. So let's not forget that. There's also going to be this, the tax implications. So this from Martin Volk on Twitter, how taxes will complicate crypto payments on PayPal. And we haven't touched on this, but this is something that we have to think about in the coming weeks. PayPal is preparing to launch a digital wallet and a cryptocurrency hub. Okay, so that's the story we just read. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are treated as property per the IRS rules. This means every time you sell, exchange, or dispose of it and buy something else, there's a taxable event. Now, according to PayPal's press release published on October 21st, users will be able to instantly convert their selected cryptocurrency balance to fiat currency with certainty of value and no incremental fees. This means every time users convert their cryptocurrency into fiat to pay for goods and services via PayPal, that users will have a tax obligation. And then it gives an example of that down here. Guys, I will link this article in the description if you want to read more. But ultimately, it is your responsibility to calculate taxes. This is going to catch a lot of people off guard. I wanted to thank Martin Volk for that. And Martin Volk, on top of this, all day yesterday, looked into PayPal's access to cryptocurrencies, as a lot of people in the XRP community were giving out about them not including XRP. And so he tagged me in this. Want to go over this tweet thread here. PayPal made the crypto announcement yesterday, of course. Here's the Reuters article. So he digs into that. 2 quotes from the bottom of the article. Cryptocurrency license from the United States Department of Financial Services. PayPal is teaming up with the cryptocurrency firm Paxos Trust Company to offer the service. So PayPal has secured the first conditional cryptocurrency license from the New York State Department of Financial Services. and PayPal is teaming up with Paxos. He also links some screen grabs and some websites here with regards to Paxos and other resources regarding to this tweet thread. Global presence, we have offices in the 3 global financial capitals. Do you want to join us? So New York City, Singapore, and London. Martin Volk also giving some information about the Department of Financial Services in New York. So coins approved for custody, coins approved for listing, and then gives a list there. So custody refers to the holding of assets on behalf of a client. When an exchange offers trading pairs for a particular asset, this action is known as a listing, or rather listing the asset. And then a quote from the CoinDesk article, PayPal's service does not allow Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies to be withdrawn or deposited. Once you buy the coins, they stay in your account until you sell. As PayPal will not allow you to deposit or withdraw cryptocurrency, this takes the custody only or wallet option out of the picture, as you have to buy the crypto it needs to be listed, in quotes. And then the final tweet in this thread, as the New York State Department of Financial Services does not allow XRP to be listed, am I correct in thinking that PayPal couldn't offer XRP even if they wanted to? Well, I've given my 2 cents on the whole XRP argument. Of course, there are other people here in this thread giving their 2 cents as well. A couple of things here. Only BTC and Ethereum have some semblance of regulatory clarity. That's right. These are the ones that are the biggest in the space, and so there already has been regulatory clarity put upon Bitcoin and Ethereum. This coming from Clint Chavaria. Also, don't discount that PayPal is heavily invested / leverage into BTC and proof of work mining in general, and it's in their best interest to position that first. So that's interesting, a point that we haven't heard yet. From FXRP Bagger, PayPal is just offering paper trading, hence no withdrawal or deposit of cryptos is allowed. So what they really do with their clients' cash purchase is, shrugging my shoulders too. Up to us to figure out what are they doing then with our crypto if we do decide to have our crypto on PayPal. Just guessing, they don't allow paper, XRP, and ETC. Might be partly it's going to be highly volatile for them. Who knows, guys? Who knows? There is still a lot of question marks surrounding this issue. And, I'm sure they've thought it out very, very carefully. Why not list XRP? Could it be because XRP is going to be used for something quote unquote more important in the coming months, and they don't want the masses to have access to XRP right away? A possibility too, I never count anything out. Gotta thank Martin Volk here for this amazing tweet thread and, all the information you bring to us, Martin, and everybody else that sends me stuff. I gotta thank everybody, and you guys know you're loved. I love all you guys. The XRP community, by and large, is amazing. All right, so we talk about PayPal. But let's get back to the market because, cryptocurrency is still rallying without PayPal. Some are suggesting that the Bitcoin rally in part has to do with the PayPal announcement. So what are we to expect with Bitcoin price? Are we going to go higher? This article from the Cointelegraph suggests that there are 3 catalysts that have been the reason behind the abrupt upsurge. The 3 catalysts. First of all, the PayPal announcement, which I think just helped propel Bitcoin price. The CEO of PayPal, Dan Schulman, said this: "We are eager to work with central banks and regulators around the world to offer our support and to meaningfully contribute to shaping the role that digital currencies will play in the future of global finance and commerce." Well, that's debatable. This coming from Sui Chung, the CEO of CF Benchmarks, and here's a quote from them. Bitcoin passing 13,000 today, a 16-month high, demonstrates that this trend is only picking up pace. That PayPal, a household name, has received a conditional bit license is likely propelling bullish movement. Today is significant as a signpost for further price appreciation in the future, the point by which mainstream media and mom and pop retail investors may soon start to show interest in the asset as they did in late 2017. But guys, Bitcoin dominance is also rising, and this is usually the first sign of a bull run. We see Bitcoin dominance rise, we see people's interest in Bitcoin rise, and so Bitcoin dominance is back above the 200-day moving average for the first time since May. And when we go to the chart, we can see indeed that, we are picking up pace for Bitcoin. Again, this is going to be the indicator of the market, where the market is going to go. So back last year in June 2019, we saw Bitcoin go up all the way to 13,800. And right now we are currently trading at about 12,009. So the high of the market, the high of this, the high of yesterday was 13,234. Now we're just shy of that. Retracing a bit, and I showed you guys this earlier in the video, the hourly, looking like we are retracing a little bit, retracing a little bit, but we are still moving up. Let's not forget how important it is to note, when we reach that high, Last year, when we reached 13,800 over here, let's not forget, this is Bitcoin on the daily, let's not forget that the Bitcoin price the very next day retraced about 25%. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that there, 25.86% the very next day. And then that was ultimately the beginning of the end of that Bitcoin uptrend back in June 2019. It did retrace and go back down. And so what have we seen today? Well, the price has not retraced that much. Right now, Bitcoin is trading right over here. So down only 3.27%, okay? We saw the high yesterday. Today, it's only trading about 3.27% below the high that we just recently saw. So this trend is picking up pace, guys. And I wouldn't be surprised if we broke this high here from back in June 2019, if we broke that high sometime in the next few weeks, maybe in the next few days. To be honest with you, anything can happen in this crypto space. You know, anything is possible. But if we do hit this high, if we do break it, we will retrace, and we will probably retrace for a while, maybe 1 or 2 months. That is my thought. But then after that, new all-time highs. 20,000 per BTC is not out of the question. I did a video the other day about Bitcoin perhaps reaching that $20,000 all-time high in the coming months, hitting the target at about January 2021. So is this in the cards? Is XRP going to follow? Well, if Bitcoin hits that new all-time high, I certainly think we are going to see some action for the rest of the crypto market. For XRP, of course, we are in a bit of a different situation. It would have to break 34.5 cents approximately. Then finally 50.5 cents. That would be this level of resistance up here. So 34.5 and then 50.5 right up here, guys. And with Bitcoin rallying, you know, it's anybody's guess. The market is strange in that way. You know, sometimes we see Bitcoin picking up steam and it's the only coin picking up steam. Altcoins are left behind up until the last minute when traders take their money out of Bitcoin and pump them into alts. And that's when we really see thousands of percentage points gained for altcoins, like we saw back in 2017 with XRP going up over 38,000% in the calendar year of 2017 and other altcoins as well. But right now we're seeing all these coins picking up steam in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin up 6.38%, Ethereum 7.13%, and XRP 5.43%. So I think all things considered, we are going to see another event like we saw in the summer. Bitcoin rallying, alts rallying as well. This is just the beginning of a larger journey, but we've been in it for so long at this point. To me, it seems like the fun is just beginning. And guys, this from Galgatron. I know everyone's disappointed that PayPal chose to preclude XRP, but keep in mind that this is going to bring in 300 million people. That's right, 10 times the current crypto people, bringing a ton of money into this space. Let's hope the tide lifts all boats. And who would know better about a tide lifting boats than a sailboat himself? Thank you, Galgatron. I want to hear what you guys think, though. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.